Yo, what is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new episode of Saturday Night Locals Post Commentary Edition. We are in round 2. We are playing Photon Galaxy. We are playing against Dinos. If you didn't see the first round, I highly recommend you check it out. We played against Branded Despia. If I remember, I'll leave a link to it up in the top right for you guys to check out. Pretty cool match. Talked about the deck, etc., etc. But now we're playing against Dinos, a deck I haven't played against in a while, especially with the new support. I haven't played against Dinos with the new support. Also, let me know if you guys still like the green screen stuff with this style of video. So, die roll here. It was a pretty long die roll. I think we actually tied twice, I think. So yeah. My opponent does decide to go first. Obviously, Dino being the combo deck that it is, they do want to go first. Got to dust off the mat. I need to actually lint roll the mat because it's got a little bit of dust on it. But yeah, so opening hands, I have... Let's see here. Opening hand, I have Droplet, Galaxy Soldier, Jumper, Thrasher, Expedition. What I find is funny, in the last episode, round 1, or game 1, I opened up Thrasher, and... like, it would just be better if it was Vanisher in this case. You could also argue if it was Brave, it would just be better as well. Like, I think Brave has a lot of merit in the deck, especially if you up the count of Photon monsters. It is rough, though, because if you see it with just Galaxy monsters, it's weird to try to get to a Photon monster. But I guess not so much if you have Summoner access, I guess. I don't know. I digress, but yeah, we're gonna hop into this. My opponent is going to start by activating Terraforming, and this particular player also has played Runic Stun, so for a second I was like unsure what he would grab. Maybe he'd grab Fountain, but Terraforming for Fountain seems crazy considering that the deck can just search Fountain on its own, and yeah, so he grabs Lost World there. I'm like, Lost World giving me a token isn't too big of a deal right now. And also speed this up a little bit so we just get through the combo faster. So let's start with Lost World. Activate True King Lithosagem, destroying 2 Earths. So that means he gets to look at my extra deck. If you thought Unicorn was busted or Galaxy Hunter was busted, Lithosagem says you get to banish up to 3 monsters with different names from your opponent's extra deck. So I'm about to lose 3 monsters, and I'm like, okay, Zeus is expected. I was like, please don't get rid of Galaxy Photon Dragon. Please don't get rid of number 90. Yeah, and I had to take a look here. I'm like, wait, how many cards does this card you have to get rid of? Does it get rid of 2? Is it 1? Is it 3? When he gets rid of number 38, he gets rid of Zeus. I'm like, okay, please don't get rid of Blast Dragon. Or not Blast Dragon. Don't get rid of Galaxy Photon Dragon, because that would be pretty good. But he gets rid of Full Armor. And I think, again, it's just he doesn't know really how the Galaxy deck works. He doesn't know what's best to get rid of there. So getting rid of Full Armor, getting rid of the number 38, and getting rid of the Zeus. I mean, the Zeus is understandable. The baby is going to go and summon out Oviraptor, Chainlink 1 Ovi, Chainlink to Lost World, so he gives me the token, and gets to add the baby Ceratosaurus to hand. Now he's going to normal summon the baby Ceratosaurus, and use the Oviraptor to pop it, and revive another level 4 lower Dino out of the grave, so it's going to bring out another baby. And then Baby Effect is going to activate here to go ahead and special summon another level 4 or lower Dino. And that brings out Animador and Archosaur. Archosaur Effect, pop the other baby. That's going to add Pill. Baby Effect to go ahead and special summon. I think he summons out... yeah, summons out Scrap Raptor here. So I was like, oh boy. We got Scrap Raptor. It means this... things are probably going to get a little out of control here. So he links off with the Scrap Raptor and the Lithosagem into Scrap Wyvern. Scrap Wyvern brings back Scrap Raptor and pops the Scrap Raptor. Scrap Raptor Effect to go ahead and search. Grabs the Scrap Chimera and then summons out another Raptor. And then I think it did some other effect there that protects... like he was going to pop the token but then protected there. I'm not sure what effect that was. I probably should know, but I don't. But he destroys the Petit Pteranodon, summons out the Xeno Meteorus, which is a level 6. And he has Scrap Raptor, which is level 4 tuner, so he can make Baron now. Or no, it's a level 6 tuner. Yeah, okay, so now he can make Baron that way with the Oviraptor. Yeah, so now he has Baron on field. And then the additional normal of Scrap Chimera, that brings back the Scrap Raptor. And The Scrap Raptor is a tuner, which is important for what you'll see in a moment. So then he, yeah, goes ahead and links off the Chimera and the Scrap Link, makes the Animador and Earth with Reprodocus, so we can go into Naturia Beast. I was like, okay, this droplet is looking kind of nice right now. So I was like, I normally I'd be pretty nervous seeing Baron plus Nat Beast plus UCT, but I got that droplet chilling in my hand, so I'm feeling pretty good. You know, as you should. And I'm like, and I'm starting to put 2 and 2 together right now. I'm like, okay, so I know, I'm pretty sure I don't know the last card in his hand. This is also one thing I should be better at as a player, is just remembering what cards are in my opponent's hand, what cards aren't in my opponent's hand, etc., etc. Definitely a thing that you should try to get, but just like keep tabs on those things, that bit of information that you should have. We draw Regulus as the 6th. I'm like, that's crazy. Yeah, so draw phase, I just go droplet, you know, draw phase with priority, because why not? Just get the droplet out of the way first. And now with the cards that I have in hand, I'm like, okay, so if everything goes to plan here, and I just negate the Baron, negate the Nat Beast, negate the UCT, I'm gonna be able to use the jumper to search out 100, which is important because we already have Expedition in hand, and I'm gonna be dumping the Soldier to grave as well too, so I can use Regulus to protect the 100 play. So I go droplet, send jumper, Thrasher, which is dead basically because of the token, and the Soldier. And my opponent tried to negate with Nat Beast. I'm like, you can't respond because I pitch monsters, so you can't respond with monsters. Yeah, so that's just like pretty huge right there. New chain jumper effect. And that's going to go ahead and search me for Galaxy 100. And I also have the audio turned off from the actual game. If you guys want the audio from the games in these, let me know. I know for the regular runs, I'll keep the audio in, obviously. But if you want to hear like the background audio, I don't know, it might conflict with my voice talking, I don't know. But yeah, so now we use Regulus. That's going to target the Galaxy Soldier, activate 100, and this is just going to send the Emperor. Emperor revives itself because we have a Photon or Galaxy in our grave. And now we just Expedition for Afterglow, and that is literally the handshake right there. Yeah, so yeah, we just go ahead and overlay for number 62. And then I'm like, honestly, this right here is just game attacking over Reprodocus. Yeah, because it's going to gain, it's going to go up to 56, it's going to go to 10,000 or 11,200, it's going to lose 5 because of Lost World. Yeah, that's just game right there. But I decided to go for this just in case, because why the hell not, right? Yeah, and then I explained it to my opponent how it works, and I'm explaining it. I can do the audio, but you guys can't. And we also have the Omni Negate on board too alongside of this, which is really good. And I also have to remember, in situations like this, you have to make sure, like, especially if I didn't make the C62, like, you want to attach the Galaxy Eyes, because numbers, and this goes for anybody, like, if somebody's attacking you with number 62 and they don't have Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon underneath it, they mess that up, which is really easy to do. It actually says it does half damage, so that can just, like, completely ruin an OTK. So yeah, that's more than enough for a game. And then in game 3 here, we open up a pretty solid hand here. I'm trying to pause it just so I can see the hand. Yeah, so we have Trade-in, 100, Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon, Summoner, and Orbital. This hand is cracked by every meaning of the word. And my opponent also made me go first, which is kind of threw me off guard a little bit. I think the only thing I sided in was 3 Droll and Lockbird, and I think I sided out Talents. Because, like, going into Nat Beast, Talents is, like, a really bad card, so I sided that out. And I forget what else I sided out. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know what else I sided out, but I know I put 3 Droll and Lockbird in. And at this point, I'm like, I gotta draw into the Droll off this trade-in, because we definitely need it. Like, because he can break a board. Like, he's probably got board breakers in. He can break a board, but if he can't stop Droll, he's probably not going to do anything. So we start with Trade-in. Trade-in draws me into another Trade-in literally always draws into Trade-in. I don't know what it is. I also talked about a change that I made in the last video to the deck list. I actually made another change now that I see the trade. It reminds me. I cut a Vanisher for a Hyper Galaxy, but then I was like, I still want 2 Vanisher in the deck, so I cut trade into 2 right before locals. Because that's just a card I don't want to see, like too many copies of. Then, like, I don't want to play 1, but I don't want to play 3. But I probably should just play 3. I don't know. Trade-in's like a weird card. Yeah, so we draw into another trade-in, we draw into Wizard, so I'm like, okay, that's pretty good. Like, too many normal summons is weird with this deck. Like, you don't want to just draw a hand of, like, Summoner and Wizard. So that's also why I thought about, like, going to 1 Summoner and 1 Wizard as, like, niche normal summons to search out. Because, like, normal summoning Jumper sometimes is just really strong. So then we go 100 and bring out the Emperor, normal summon the Wizard, activate the Photon Orbital. And this is going to go ahead and go through, and we search out the Photon Vanisher. Then we special summon the Photon Vanisher here. And this is going to give me another Galaxy Eyes to fuel the other trade-in. And I think, yeah, I don't think we have Regulus yet, but do I draw into Regulus? No, we draw into another Orbital and Droll. So we find our Droll and Lockbird, which is really good. So now I'm trying to figure out a way to get to Sargus. So I'm trying to set up a rank 8 play for Sargus. Still get to Galaxy Photon Dragon to get the search off of it. To get more cards that we need to, like, make a number 90 or probably a number 38 on top of that, because, like, the deck plays a lot of good spells like Ground Dino, you know, Lost World, Fossil Dig, etc., etc. Those are all good cards that we want to try and stop. So right here, right off the rip, I just decided to go for a rank 8, and this was a little weird because I was like, now I'm not gonna be able to detach the Wizard, because it would have been nice to be able to, like, I wish the card detached. It'd be so nice, but I get why it doesn't, because it'd be really, really good. Because I want to be able to bring back the Wizard that was in our grave, or bring back the Wizard that we detached, but I guess bringing back the Galaxy Eyes is fine. And I also just forget to use Galaxy Hunter here because I'm a bot. So yeah, there's that. I also had the idea of going for another play here. I want to pause real quick. I had the idea of going for another play, which I think was something along the lines of, like, and I also could probably just bring this back down to normal speed. But it was going to be go for, like, Cypher X and get, like, Afterglow. And then, like, do that whole route. But I was like, you know what? He probably has Dark Ruler. And that, like, going with that board, like, really plays super hard into Dark Ruler, so I didn't go for it. So I ended up going for this instead. Yeah, so then we go for the Galaxy Photon Dragon. We detach the Summoner. And I think here I grab Expedition. Expedition grabs Soldier. And then I chain block the Soldier effect with the Galaxy Photon Dragon. That searches me Afterglow. And then Afterglow hits the board, so we have, like, that option, right, for an Afterglow effect. Which I guess I didn't have to. I guess I didn't have to do that now that I think about it. Like, I could have just summoned, like... I guess it doesn't really matter too much what I did there. It's just, like, whether or not I could have just, like, saved the Afterglow in grave maybe would have been better. But now it's like, oh, I think this is where I had the dilemma of what to do. Yeah, so it was like summon the Afterglow. Let's summon Afterglow here. Make Cypher X, right? Detach, protect everything, and then bring out another Galaxy Eyes. And then make number 90 or number 38. So, like, that could have been the board here. But again, like, I was really conscious about Dark Ruler, like, just completely ruining my entire field. And, like, I didn't want to, like, super overextend. So I just go ahead and bring out the Galaxy Afterglow. Galaxy has Afterglow. And I'm like, you know what? Number 90 doesn't even really seem that great here again. Like, I would just probably rather go for... Because, like, I have Droll and Lockbird in hand, which will probably trade with a lot. And maybe that was backwards thinking. Like, maybe I should have made number 90 knowing the Droll would turn off a lot of the spells in his hand. So maybe that was probably correct looking back. Yeah, I just decided to commit to the number 38, which I think was probably incorrect. I think it probably should have just been number 90. For sure. Because, again, the Droll, like, a lot of the cards in his deck that search are spell cards. So it probably should have just been number 90. And then getting the Summoner back is huge. Like that's why a lot of times I feel like playing one thing like Afterglow, like one Afterglow and some cards like that, those niche cards is fine, because like Summoner gets those cards back out of the grave and Afterglow recycles the Summoner as well. So yeah, I don't know. The deck list, it's been performing pretty good, as you saw in like the first round and this round. Like the deck list performs pretty good, but there are some changes I do want to make to the deck list. Some slight tweaks that I think I would get the deck into a much better spot. Yeah, so we have Orbital, like we have like decent follow-up. Orbital plus Summoner plus the Droll plus Regulus, and my opponent slaps on the Dark Ruler. So I was correct in my thinking. You know, I was correct. I was right for once. For one time in my life, I was right. I was like, he probably has a Dark Ruler. I can smell it. He made me go first. When, you know, you think like after the board that he made game one, like he'd want to go first again, but he's opting to go second. I mean, it makes sense. Dino can just go second anyways. And then he has Dark Hole. So, like, that really is just insane. There's nothing I could have done about that. There's no monster on field I could have put that like gives me protection from Dark Hole through Dark Ruler. But at least we get like Emperor back, and that's one thing I've been noticing too, is like when your boards get cleared sometime with this deck, like depending on what you have as material, like if you have Jumper as material still, if you have Emperor as material, like they're wiping your field, but you're like getting a body back and you're getting a search. And my opponent goes Fossil Dig. I see him start with the Fossil Dig as the next card. I'm like, yes, this Droll and Lockbird is about to go in like you wouldn't believe. And my opponent's like, man, that damn Droll and Lockbird. And I'm like, yeah, but you literally just hit me with Dark Ruler and Dark Hole, the ultimate 2-card combo. Yeah, he just said it. Yeah, fucking Droll. Yeah, I mean, Droll kills my deck too, but that's why we got the plan B right there in the extra deck. And my opponent just passes. I'm like, all right, if you don't have any interruptions, you're dead, because it's pretty simple what to do now. We just normal summon the Summoner, activate effect. That's going to bring back the Afterglow. And yeah, this is pretty much this game here. Because we just make number 62, and I think that's all we need. That's all we need here. Yeah, so we go number 62, open field here. Damage step and activate the effect, attaching Afterglow. Still in damage step, Afterglow effect. Attach the Galaxy Eyes, or we're dealing half damage. But I think it would still be game, honestly, even if it was half damage, which is hilarious. Yeah, that's 11,600 damage, and there's the handshake. So, and that was the rest of his hand. He had Pill, Ground Xeno, Misk, and Petit Pteranodon. He said he was debating on whether or not he should have started with Ground Xeno, because I think he said that could have got him at least a Baron. Yeah, because he would go add and pop the Petite, summon the Xeno Meteorus, and then summon like Oviraptor off of the Petite, right? And then it'd be like Chainlink 1 Ovi, Chainlink 2 Droll. And then yeah, he would have made a Baron. And like if he would have had Baron there, I mean we drew Droplet anyway, so I guess it didn't matter. Like yeah, if he would have done that, it would have been much better for him, but having the Droplet in hand was like the insurance policy for that. But yeah, that is the round 2. We take the match against Dino 2-0, and I don't have round 3 recorded because it was a mess. It was a mess, and I'll explain when we go over round 4. But yeah, as always, Winner Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, like always, a big thank you goes to our current Divine level channel members who are Green, Pony Stark, Misfit, HH Cyber, and Cadillacs. Thank you guys so much as always for your very, very kind and very generous support of the channel.